And
Yeah, I mean, if they get their Bankai stolen, then maybe the spirit's gone and they can't use their Shikai, so they're screwed, you know?
right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's man, and right now I'm very impressed with Buckbeard because he is actually looking for Old Man Yama, and to me that is impressive when you are looking for Old Man Yama. I mean, he's not worried. He's not. I mean, and the thing is, Old Man Yama has proven that he is still capable of being a great fighter without his Zanpakuto, without the flames.
Yeah, but he's
And
only got one arm now.
oh yeah, that's gonna play a good key role into it. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And see,
that
I know,
sucks.
yeah, because Bugbeard, and you know, it makes me wonder why he didn't. Because Soy Phone, she has both her arms back.
Yeah, what happened to her? Or did he
Yeah,
may do something or what?
yeah, I know. Because if I was old man Yama, I'd have went to try to find Orihime or go to Squad 4 or something. But you know, the one thing I'm curious about. At the end of the day, these Quincy's are still humans. So for Old Man Yama and Buckbeard to have some kind of quarrel 1,000 years ago, it makes me wonder how is Buckbeard still alive for 1,000 years? Like I don't know if he was sealed or if he has some kind of special ability or because I'm very curious about that. But
Somebody suggested that I saw in one of my inboxes it said that Old Man Yamamoto, he's a Shinigami, so he can live for thousands and thousands of years, and that Buckbeard is actually, he might have been a head Captain Yamamoto students, and he might be like a Shinigami with special ability to actually absorb Reishi, and he might have been the start of the Quincy's. You know, that was one theory
oh okay, oh
because
yeah,
Shunsui and Ukitake are both students of Yamamoto, and they don't look as old as Old Man Yama. And Buckbeard doesn't look that old. I mean, he actually looks like Zangetsu. I don't know why he does, but
yeah I know.
that really blew my mind. He looks exactly like Zangetsu. Somebody also said that Ichigo's bloodline might be related to him and their Zanpakutos toes or something like that. Really crazy stuff. And,
Yeah,
as far as if he is a human, I don't know how he lived, a freaking 1,000 years.
exactly.
Uh, I really want to know. I really want to see how this fight turns out. Old Man Yama can blow. He blew the whole city up with his Shikai, but Aizen thought it out real well.
Oh yeah.
And maybe Buckbeard did the same thing, but Kubo's probably going to troll us somehow. You can't really see. You're not going to get to see Old Man Yama use his full power. That's going to suck.
No, man, and another thing I'm very curious to see is and this is how you know a series is good. This is how you know you've come in tune with the characters. Is when you know you're looking forward to an event in a series and it's not fighting. For example, I cannot wait until Ichigo goes back to the world of the living and goes up to Ururu. Because I know he is going to say, did you know about this?
Yeah,
Yes or no? I cannot wait to see Ururu's reaction and his response. Because if Ururu doesn't know, I know Ururu, he's going to go to his dad. And then I can't wait to see that conversation. I cannot wait.
like back in the beginning of the Thousand Year Blood arc, well, when Nell comes up and she says, Hueco Mundo is under attack, Uryu says, I don't want to go. Maybe he knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, that that's what I was thinking. Then I wonder if Kubo tried to cover it up. How Ichigo said, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You're a Quincy. You don't protect hollows. You
Yeah,
yeah." So I wonder if Kubo was trying to cover it up. But
uh,
another thing that I did like is that I honestly, I this is my prediction. I feel this arc Ururu is going to get a very good upgrade, and he's gonna get a lot of screen time because when Kurge actually said that his arrows, I mean that Uru's arrows are stronger than his.
he said they should be, but he did say that the techniques that Uryu and the Uryu uses are like really outdated, and the Quincy's updated their
Oh
techniques.
yeah, yeah.
because Udyu's been so freaking weak for so long. You know, he's kind of like he's like
Yeah.
the one of the lower class, bleach people. Nobody really cares about him. He's just like that nerdy guy that kind of fills in.
Yeah, I know. I hope he gets a upgrade, man, because he's about due for one. He really is.
Yeah, and what about Mayuri? He did all these tests on Quincy's. Do you think he might know something about the Quincy takeover? Or do you think their techniques are so new that he can't even do anything about it?
Um, you know what? I think he would. I wonder if it's too late for him to do something because I remember when their bunkers got taken, he was mad. That's when he slammed his fist up against the wall and he was like, idiots. He said, I told him to wait until the analysis was complete. So I'm thinking that was something new he never knew about because he had to, analyze it. But to be honest, one of the fights I really can't wait to see is Mayuri versus any Star Knight because I know he's gonna say there's gonna be some dialogue. I know the Quincy's know of him, and of course he's gonna say something to those Quincy's.
He's like, "Can I dissect you?" or something like that. Just let me cut your head off and examine your brain a
Yeah.
little bit.
If he oh man, that's gonna be very very interesting because this guy now if they take his Bunkai, then you never really see Mayuri, like do any kind of hand to hand or keto or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it does make you wonder when his Bunkai is taken, like what else can he have to fall
Uh, I really don't know. His Shikai would be useless because you saw Uryu use Ratso Tenkai to move his arms,
on? Yeah, yep, exactly.
but he might have modified his Zanpakuto. It looks different now. It's got that thing around that cocoon or something around the.
Yeah. I noticed that too. Um, well, some people comment on my I seen a comment in my video saying that how come they didn't use keto? Like, okay, the Zanpatos are gone, they should use keto. And someone replied they think, you know, keto would be meaningless against these Star Knights. But I am curious to see they should at least do a binding spell. They should try at least.
It'd probably be useless against the Star Knights. They're pretty powerful.
Oh yeah.
Uh, back about 10 chapters ago, Kurge said something about the 5 war potentials.
Oh yeah.
And somebody was saying, Old Man Yama, Kenpachi, but since they invaded the Soul Society, I think that they should count the Soul Society as a whole, and that the 5 war potentials would be somebody like Ichigo, Urahara, Yodoichi, Ishin, or how you say his name, Ishin?
Yeah, Engine, yeah.
Yeah, him, and I was thinking either between Uryu or his father, or that guy Tessai, the dude that used to be head of the Keto Corps.
Oh yeah.
Because he's pretty insanely powerful. He used to be like he was captain level, but he wasn't an official captain. And
Right, yeah.
I mean, I don't see how Urahara couldn't be a war weapon or Yodoichi because Yodoichi's crazy powerful too.
Yeah, she is. Tessai, he what makes him very powerful, of course, he was the leader of the Keto Corps, so he knows some keto that is just like he should do some of that forbidden keto that he did in the Turn Back the Pendulum arc.
Like
Um,
like the freezing time and the teleporting thing.
exactly, yeah, stuff like that.
That would be crazy. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I know Buckbeard. He did say Ichigo was one of the potential war weapons. But the other four, it's there's no telling. If one of them is Aizen, that's gonna be crazy.
And I don't even know how Aizen would come back. And even if he does come back, why would he help the Soul Society? He would just take it over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh, and somebody was, they were, like we were talking about earlier, said Ichigo's Bankai can't be stolen. I put up a video it was like one of the reviews where I said that Ichigo's Bankai might not be able to get stolen because, unlike most Bankais that release a lot of reishi, his is actually compressed, and maybe Quincy's can only absorb large amounts of reishi with that medallion.
Oh
Because
yeah.
his, his Shihakusho or his suit changes, his sword gets more compressed and more powerful, and he gets like super fast and super strong instead of like making big power around him like Byakuya's, for example.
Yeah. Yep.
And maybe Ishin or Ishin, I can't say his name right. But Ichigo's dad, since his Zanpakuto's name is Ingetsu and then Ichigo's is Zangetsu, maybe they have the similar Bankais and maybe they can't steal his either.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that'll make him another potential war weapon. Yeah.
Exactly. And, there's always, what's your take on the Soul King? Nobody knows about him yet.
You know what? The Soul King. When I first got into Bleach, I used to think that he just looked like a giant Soul Reaper or something sitting on the throne. But ever since Urahara and Aizen referred to the Soul King as that thing and it's and all, now there's no telling what it really looks like. And I another thing Kubo needs to answer. And a lot years ago, I was told that this is the Spirit King Zanpakuto with that giant Zanpakuto on Sokyoku Hill.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't think about, I didn't believe that either, but I wonder whose is it, like where does a giant Zanpakuto come from? Like it makes me wonder,
It's probably
like
something Kubo made up, and then he just kind of dropped when Ichigo destroyed, or no, Shutsui and Ukitake destroyed it. I mean, like Soifon said, it has the power of 1,000 Zanpakuto, no, 1,000,000
I mean,
Zanpakutos,
yeah.
but Old Man Yama's is like way more powerful than that. So that's one Zanpakuto, and Ichigo's is more powerful than that too because he can block it.
Yeah, that at that point, yeah, Ijo he had really impressed me when he did that. But one thing I know is Kubo is good for doing is showing something and then revealing it years later. For example, I know the fans called him Super Chunky, that big giant thing that was Wonder Woman's pet, and he spit out all those Gillians.
Yeah,
That, yeah, I remember the first time they showed that eye was when Aizen was leaving to Soul Society, and then years later, I mean, leaving to Hueco Mundo, and years later, it was revealed. So I wonder if now that this is the final arc and everything's going to get revealed, that it's going to be it's going to reveal who Zanpakuto that is. But I do remember Inshin, he told Grant Fisher that, you know, no, because Grant Fisher was like, look at the size of my Zanpakuto. Mine is bigger and better than yours. And Inshin was like, that's when he was explaining to him that mine could get that big too. He was saying a captain's level Zanpakuto could be as big as a skyscraper. He said, swinging something around that big. He said, it's just cumbersome and just, it's not, smart to do that. So they maintain it down to a more usable size. So it does make me wonder if that's really just a regular Zanpakuto, but just, of course, not in that compressed size. So they
yeah.
just left it real big. But even still, I would wonder whose Zanpakuto that is, because it was said that eventually once the master, like once the Soul Reaper dies, eventually the spirit of the Zanpakuto will eventually, you know, die away. But however, now that I think about it, the Soul Reaper could have been dead, but those special ropes that have to be released by the Keto courts that was around the giant Zanpakuto, that could be what's keeping it, safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We this video is reaching the 30-minute mark for part two, but I thank you for doing the dual con with me, dude. I really
Oh yeah,
appreciate
no
it.
problem, man. I enjoyed it, man. This was the first official dual com I did, man. And hey, if you want to do it again, let me know. And again, congratulations on the 100 subs. But I guarantee you, by the end of this year, you know, you have so many more subs because Bleach will be getting better and better, and that'll be more material for you to do with the Bleach reviews.
All right, well, see you, until Wednesday, guys. See y'all. Master Sword 100 out.
All right, take care, guys.